It's exactly 8 days to the 2023 general elections, and if my maths is not failing me, it's about 192 hours to that time. Let's not go into the minutes and the seconds, because that will take us a lot of time. But I must let us know that for every second that ticks, we get closer, very, very close to the 2023 general elections. So how prepared are you? My name is Thomas Sado. I say welcome to our countdown to the 2023 general elections. And I'll be your host here today. But I must let you know one thing. This space is not going to be shared alone by me. I'm going to be sharing it with somebody, the beautiful and delectable Ameze Bazwai. That's what you call her. But I call her AB. AB, good morning.
Good morning.
I greet you. Welcome.
I was actually thinking that you were about to give us the minutes, the seconds. To the,
you see, you ought to know that I'm not a mathematician.
Well,
since I could get the dates.
But you may be in the spirit, so you may want to know
not only in the spirit.
That.
So if I could get the days and I could get the hours. Okay, let me leave the minutes and seconds to you.
No. I'm not that.
Okay, let's do a little of science. Since we are talking mathematics, we are talking about subjects and the rest. You agree with me that preparations for the 2023 elections at a very, very high pitch, feverish pitch. So if I ask you now to, measure the temperature of the of the preparations, what will your thermometer be telling us?
I think the scale will be like out of what my thermometer will actually read. Okay. Because I feel right now the temperature is quite high. Yeah. Especially with this whole issue on the ground, the cashless issue, the old Naira notes being moved out of circulation, the new Naira notes as well not being available for people to use. I think the next government that is going to be coming into power has a lot of work already in place for them. So the polity is actually rather high right now. There's a lot of tension, and I know a lot of people are eager to cast their votes on the 25th of February. So I feel the temperature is quite high. Politicking has increased to a large extent right now. Okay,
talking about casting their vote, this is one area I think we have to talk to Nigerians, especially the youth. The last time I checked, INEC told us that we have about 93,490,000 and some other fractions as registered voters. You understand? I think try with my mathematics, right? I have to try with the figures.
You're good.
I have to try with the figures. Okay, now they say they have this number of registered voters. And of this figure, we have about over 60% of it is the youth. But one challenge I keep having with us or with the youth is this. They hardly come out to vote. You understand? At the end of the day, you will find most of them in the streets playing football. Most of them will not come out to come inside their franchise. And funny enough, I'll be saying this thing, but people will not believe it, whether I believe it or not. But it's one thing that is happening amongst our youth. You know that day of the election is always on Saturday.
Yes.
Restriction of movement is there and all of that. Most of the thing that this our youth do is this. They give their friends or their girlfriends of the opposite sex. No, it's the truth. They give them money to go to the markets. Yes. They go to the market on Friday to cook for them. Then they transport themselves to their house. The guests now go to spend the night there. And they spend the night doing what? They'll cook, do what man and woman would do, sleep, get up, continue from there. And at 4 o'clock when the traffic is open, you see all of them milling out to the streets. You understand? Milling out to the streets, going to their various homes. And where does that leave us? The boy will not vote. The youth will not vote. The girl will not vote. And at the end of the day, the same youth that will come out to be telling the world that this government is not doing well, is doing this, not doing that, forgetting that when you do not cast your votes, you don't have a right to complain about the government. Sure. You understand? Sure. So talking to our youth now, what will you tell them? Because whether I would like it or not, you are closer to the youth than I am.
I actually believe that this time around it may be different. Okay. I don't feel what used to be in the past will be what we'll see this time around. I feel like the society is actually on a very large scale, very eager, very ready to cast their vote. So I feel that this time around there will be a difference. Okay. A lot of noise is being made on social media, even though I hear a lot of people say that social media is not where you vote.
No, it's not.
But the fact that a lot of people are coming out to speak on social media, a lot of people are talking more about politics these days, I feel that this time around there will be a difference. I would advise that the youth actually make use of their PVC. For those of you who have, funny enough, my siblings who are uninterested in politics, or rather who were uninterested in politics, have gone to get their own PVCs. They are ready, they are eager, down to the last child, eager to cast their vote. So I feel that this time around there will be a difference. Nigeria wants to see a change, and I hope and pray that this time around we'll get it right.
The last time I watched this guy here, what's his name now? The rake of Edo State, Oboyefanga, it was talking about the Edo State voters. I think the registered voters are about over 2 million anyway.
Yes.
But he regrettably said that we have over 400 yet to be collected PVCs. And I want to encourage my brothers out there, my sisters, everybody, go and get your PVC. Though the window has been short, the ones that have collected their PVCs, they should ensure that they vote. Because one thing about some of us, we just get the voter card because we want to use it for some other transactions. Number one. True. And number two, on the day of election, you see this voter apathy. They don't come out to come and cast their vote and the rest. And I think it's our time that you make a statement with your voter card.
True. Well, within the last couple of weeks, I heard reports, heard cases. Some people called me to ask. They're trying to find where their own PVCs will be located, and they couldn't find it. I had a particular friend who searched and searched around all the places that they sent him to right here at Oluko, and he couldn't get it. Till now, I don't think he was able to get his own. So I'm wondering what happened to this particular man's voter card.
This man, what's his name now? Yakub Mohammed, the national chairman of INEC, has said it repeatedly. And that's not the echoed here in those states by Oboyefanga, that without your PVC, you cannot vote. So we try to ask him the question, should Ameze Bazwaye see her name on the voter register that will be displayed on that day, and she doesn't have the PVC? The man insisted that you cannot vote. You understand? So me, I really don't understand, because I was thinking that should your name be on the register. There are some other things that they can do, because the BVAS machine is supposed to check some things. First, check your thumb print. Check for your photograph. You understand? So should your name not be there, or should the name be there, you don't have a PVC, and they check for your thumb print, it matches, they should allow you to vote. If they check, they snap you the photograph and it's matched with the one they have there, they should allow you to vote. But they are telling us that that will not happen. Anyway, let's leave that behind us. Let's look at something that is happening. The other day, the National University Commission said our students should go home.
Yes.
You understand? I think they are going home by next week, if I'm not mistaken. Maximum on Wednesday. Yeah, they are going home. And even the federal government came out the other time through the minister in charge of education, Adamu Adamu, to tell us that, yes, we need to allow the students in the federal, in all polytechnics around, to close, to also, but I'm asking this question. Do you think this is going to help in increasing the number of voters? Let's not forget that some of them were staying around the school.
Yes.
So I don't know when they registered. I don't know where they registered. I don't know how many of them transferred their registration units from where they are to where they are going. And should you ask them all to go home? You understand? Some of them, maybe let's use University of Benin here as a case study. Some people are from Eko, from Lagos. They are from the north. They are from other parts of the country. And maybe they did not transfer their voting units from Benin to that place. Don't you think they are going to be disenfranchised at the end of the day?
Well, I believe that those who registered here in Benin, because I came across a post where the president of NANS actually said, if you know that you voted, or you're registered in the area around your school, try to find somewhere around school to stay. Most of them who are on campus may go back home. Okay. But I feel that apart from the fact that you should go home to vote, the other aspect of every student go home is the fact that when students are together, sometimes, I'm not saying that that's what always happens, there's this tendency for them to think together.
Okay.
And when you have cases of youths being used as thugs, when they are together, they have the ability to gist with each other and, oh, this man said we should come and do this. Before you know it, 7 boys have followed that particular person. So if they're in their parents' houses, it may be less difficult for them to do that.
But I may not subscribe to that. Okay. You know why? Because whether you like it or not, look at the chaos that happened the other day here in Benin over this scarcity of the Naira notes and the rest. Those are not students. They are not. Well, whether you like it or not, and they did not come from their schools. You understand? So they can meet anywhere and say, okay, let's go and do this. Because what the picture or some of the things I saw in the social media is that some of them came with buses. You understand? And went to a particular route to try to unleash terror there before some of them were, you know, they were resisted by the security men there. And sadly, 1 or 2 persons lost their lives. You understand? But the truth is that our youth should not make themselves willing tools in the hands of these politicians, because by the time you do, you will end up, I don't know why they don't ask the question. These politicians, where are their children?
They're abroad though.
They're abroad. So they use you because they think that your head is the one that is breakable.
Sacrificial.
Yeah, it's okay. It's your head that is breakable. So our children, my children's head should be kept somewhere safe. So why we use your hair for such things? I think it's hard time we start thinking, and what we think rightly, or get it rightly.
Aside from the fact that they use them, there's something that is attracting them to be used. And that's usually what they stand to gain financially. I feel that if youths tend to remove their mindsets from trying to get money as quickly as possible, rather than being used for all these thuggery and stuff like that, you would reduce the whole being used, let me use that word. Now, if I have my own money, I'm working hard to earn my own money, and I'm actually making the money, I don't think you can come and tell me, take this amount of money and go and do something that I don't believe in. Sometimes these youths actually believe in it. We're Agbirus. And they're so excited because they feel they have this little power in their hands already. And then they get paid for it as well.
Are you pinning this on unemployment?
I want to see poverty.
Poverty.
Because that's just the truth. Even when we come to vote buying as well, it's because I watched a video where 1 can of malt and 500 naira, that's what they were giving them, but they were on a queue. And I'm looking at people's mothers, people's fathers, some carrying babies, some holding their little children, and I'm asking, is it because of malt and 500 naira you want to sell your conscience? For the next 4 years, or for the next how many years, whoever gave you that money is going to be in power. I feel a lot has to do with poverty, a lot has to do with greed as well. Because some people have the capacity to take care of themselves, but they just want to get that extra thing that they are getting.
You know what's going to happen? I want you to keep your energy first. Don't dissipate it on this one yet, because maybe in the later part of the program, we're going to talk about, you know, this vote buying. You understand why should people say their votes and all of that. Anyway, let's take a little breather. Let's just take a breather, take a break. We'll be back in no time. Stay with us. You are staying in the Nigerian Decide studio of Independent Television, your station of choice. Stay with us. We are still on the countdown to the 2023 general elections, and that is why this studio, Nigerian Decides, was given birth to, that we can ventilate our ideas on how to make Nigeria a better place, especially with the kind of choice or choices that we are going to make at the leisure proper. I'm still here with AB. Once you hear AB, you always smile.
Yeah, because it's different. Everybody usually says,
No, if you recall, before we even enter the studio, I have been calling you AB.
Yes, definitely. That's why every time you do that, I always laugh, trying to think about it. So it's funny, it's nice as well. Anyways, we've had a lovely time with our guests today. I actually enjoyed listening to them speak, air their own opinions, and I got a lot of things from what they said. Let's talk about vote buying a little, because I think that was the last thing we talked about before our guest headed out. The issue of vote buying. We heard our Chief Imam say that it's poverty, it's because everyone is hungry. That's why they give up and just give in to selling their votes. Do you think that it's actually poverty?
Yeah, so many things.
Some also are of the school of thought that greed is also involved.
Anyway, there are so many things we need to put into cognizance, or we'll start talking about vote buying. Before today, my late father, may so continue to rest in peace, he told me then that we had 3 classes of people. We have the upper class, the middle class, and the lower class. But today, the middle class has been collapsed. He said that you are down here or you are up there. So it's like a kind of, is it pyramid you call that thing now?
It was a pyramid.
Yeah, it's a kind of pyramid. That is how it is now. But the middle is no longer there. The people, the people we call the talakawas, the people that are not to do well people, that are here, while the tip there, we have a few of them that control the economy. You understand? And once they are up there, they don't want you to come close to them. You understand? Because they need to use you for one thing or the other. The truth is that a man that is hungry doesn't think straight. A man that is hungry doesn't think. So at times I just want to think, my judgment could be faulted, that some of these are our leaders. They make some of us to be very, very poor. That by the time they dangle 1,000 naira note before you, you understand. So you will think of what you are going to do with that money. You will think of how much you are going to, what you are going to put, what your pot has not, has not touched the stove for some time, or have not been to the gas cooker for some time. You think of what is going to come out of it. You know, these are some of the things that some of us believe is happening.
But the truth is this.
I will come to that. But the truth is this. What some of us do not know is that for every vote you sell, you sold your franchise, you sold your life, so to speak, for that next period of time. So if you sell your vote today, that means for 4 years, the next 4 years, that's what you are going to get from the government. And let's not forget that should you sell your vote, you don't have a right to complain.
Very true. So like I was actually asking, what's the place of discipline in this? You said a man who is hungry.
Where would discipline come when you are hungry?
Well, to a large extent, I've seen some persons who say, regardless of what's going on, regardless of what's happening.
Maybe there's hunger in town.
Okay, maybe there's hunger and there's hunger.
There's hunger, there's hunger.
I've not seen those who are going through hunger.
Okay.
So that's why I might be able to say that discipline also comes into play. If I decide I do not want to soil my hands, as the case may be, I want a change. If I'm disciplined enough to do that, regardless of the hunger, what if when you don't sell your vote, you vote in the person of your choice, vote your conscience, and this person comes into power and changes everything, and that poverty you think you're
changes everything for good.
Yes, for good. So why don't we think in that light? Why do we always see, I'm not sure it will happen?
We have to be very positive. Positive. I find it difficult to say, to pronounce that word now. Maybe just because of the excitement that is in the inside of me. I want to tell us that we need to be positive. We need to know that there's no need for us to sell our votes. We have to come out and vote on that day. And by the time we vote on that day, the kind of leaders, because somebody said, whether we like it or not, it's amongst us that our leaders are taken from. It is what you give, it's what you ask for that you get. I think we have to draw the curtain here today.
Definitely. We could go on and on.
No. But we don't have the time. We need to leave the studio so that some other things can happen. I thank you for sharing this space with me.
Thank you,
I know maybe some other time we'll do it together.
Definitely.
My name is Thomas Sado. The Nigerian Decide Studio will open again some other time. Until then, I'll tell us one thing, like I said earlier on, if you do not vote, you don't have a right to complain about the government that is in power. Good morning.